Hey there, this is Jeff Hansen. I'm coming to you today from Northern California.
And this is Arvin Predis, and I'm coming to you from Los Angeles, California.
You sure are. What are we going to be talking about today, Arvin?
In real estate, there's just so many things you can use to make your experience just easier, your time just be more efficient with your time and all that good stuff. And you're being constantly sold on what kind of technology, on what kind of program, like all these things that you could tap into. So today's topic is going to be what are some things that you can use technology wise that are hacks to make your life as a real estate agent easier, better, and just more effective?
Easier, better, and more effective. Yeah, absolutely. And these are going to be productivity technology tools that are all free. At least a version of them is free and separate from your CRM. We've done other, and we will do other sections on maximizing your CRM, which is this is like how to be productive in your daily life and staying in touch and keeping track of things. So the first one I'll mention is Dropbox. And none of these are rocket science, but you actually using them effectively, I think, is a little bit rocket science. So Dropbox is just that. I've been using that for years because creating folders for all the documents for a file for ongoing transaction. And it could be even early on in a transaction, like show a property, print the MLS to your computer and then save it in a Dropbox file. The cool thing about Dropbox is it works across multiple platforms. So you can have it on your computer and it's in the file directory in your computer. It's also on your phone. And with each of these, one great thing is that if your phone dies today, or your computer, and you get a new computer, everything's loaded because these are all stored in the cloud. So Dropbox, all the documents relate to a sale. Notes that you take, you can save in a format there that you have quick access to. It's also you can use it across platforms, and you also can very easily from Dropbox share a file or share a whole folder, which is one easy way to share reports of disclosures with another agent or just send them to someone. It's actually a great way to, if you have an offer with so many disclosures signed, you can just send them a link through Dropbox, super quick and totally free. They have a paid version that I use, but you can use just a free version, and it's super easy.
Nice. What the other thing that I remember using Dropbox for were also storing all the photos that we've taken for properties and having
Totally,
just all
yeah.
the different folders and yeah, all those photos.
Marketing materials there, receipts, and then it's easy to look up in the future, like even the closing document. You have sellers or buyers the next year. They're like, "Oh, where's my HUD 1? Because I need that for my taxes." If it's in Dropbox, it's right there. And like I said, you're not worried about your computer dying and all the files dying because they're right there. All the photos, because you might come back to those photos in the future, use them, or even during a transaction, you might want to pull those photos up at various times.
Yeah.
So Dropbox, it's really a winner. Another one that's similarly free, although there's a paid version. I use the paid version, but I used to use the free version for a long time. That's Evernote. And Evernote, I've probably been using that for 12 years. You create files, you can store, I use that for just tons of different things, but I have a different note for each client. And in there, you can store voice notes. You can put in a voice note. You can put a photo in there, text description. So with active clients and listings, that's where I put in all the little things like the link to the disclosures, the MLS number, even a conversation log. It works well. You can email into it as well. So from any email, you have a discrete email address, you email it there, it shows up in Evernote. So it's a really fabulous tool. You can actually, it has a to-do section as well. So you can put to-dos in a particular folder and they show up in your master to-do list, because each file, each buyer and seller, you have all these, to-dos you have to do as you get close to closing, right? Or as you move along towards getting on the market, or you're showing properties or this or that. Um, I don't think you have used Evernote a lot, but is there anything else that you've noticed is effective for you for high productivity?
Um, I think those are probably pretty much the two main things that I've used to store things, documents, photos of things, and just storing my usernames and password, especially on Evernote.
Oh yeah, that Evernote's where I keep all my all my passwords for things.
Everything,
And
yeah.
I call it a file that's not super obvious, but I mean, I use it now for tons of things, personal things too, but certainly for business. And the to do in there works well. Another program I've had that I still use somewhat, that also works across platforms is called Toodle Do, TOO, Toodle Do, just like it sounds. Anyway, and there's also a free and a premium version, but that's another one that just shows it's like a to-do list you can pull up on your phone or the computer, totally web-based, and or there's an app on your phone, and that's another one you can email into it. So if you're just out somewhere and you're like, oh, here's another to-do I need to do, you can send it into there. You can have recurring to-dos that you need to do. You can have things tied to other things and stuff like that. Two other, for kind of a crazy reason, but I happen to have two phones because I have two business numbers I've used in the past. So I have one Apple, iPhone and a Samsung, but both Apple Notes and Samsung Notes are also great note-taking devices to store things. The only drawback is they're tied to that platform, so you can't use them you can't use Samsung on an Apple phone, and they're not really practical to use on your computer unless you're using an Apple computer and using Apple Notes. But they sync really easily. They don't take long to pull up, and that's kind of a benefit of those. And then one other that I was thinking of is one that we get free with our company if we did not pay for it, but SkySlope is a fabulous way to store all the documents related to a file. We happen to use that within our company, EXP, to put all of the disclosures and documents, everything related to the file, upload them in there. You can look it up in the future. It's super simple. You can put notes in there. It's great. And you can't delete notes, so it's a good record keeping for a conversation file. And you can someone else can get in there and look at things as well. You can also email documents into it, which is super easy. And each email communication, you can just send an email, it shows up. And if there's an attachment like a file, a contract disclosure, it shows up there, and then you can associate it with the right segment. So each of these, well, SkySlope we get free with our company, I guess you pay for it. All the other ones I mentioned have a free version that is really, really simple to use, highly will impact your effectiveness. There are many that could be used. The other good thing I think about Evernote and Dropbox is they've been around a long time, so they're probably not going to go away. I realized this early in my career. I used to use this CRM called Sharkware that had a funny name, and it worked great, but it just didn't last, and it went out of business. And there have been other real estate specific tools for various things that if they go out of business, you're just stuck. So having something that's been around a while and is probably not going away, there's a real use in that. And I think that's certainly the case for Dropbox and Evernote.
So when a company like that is going away and it has just a lot of information and all your contacts and things like that, do they give you a heads up? Hey, we're not going to be around for much longer, so make the you do what we need to do, and
Well,
you know,
ideally they should.
'cause that would suck if
Like
you
I
just had all
used
your information there and all of a sudden it just disappeared.
each of these I can think of, they did give some level of notice, but it's just a real hassle to figure out how to get it off. Plus, you spent this time getting used to it, and
Yeah,
it slows your productivity to change platforms if it's not something you want to do. I used to use this. This is a real estate specific called eFrog, which is a weird name, but it was the top producer with Keller Williams back east developed this for their team, and then they had it available as a way to track everything, to track feedback on listings and also track um, um, like all the to-dos with the file with like a listing or buyer, and then shared that with the buyer. It was pretty cool, but I think it's kind of a small company and just didn't last. I think it went out of business in the downturn, but I think I had some amount of notice. But I didn't have a whole like it wasn't a CRM, so I didn't have that much data in it. But I had to use a whole different system to follow up. Or like we used to use Listing Alert years ago. Remember?
yeah, yep.
Um, and I think I didn't even know if the company's still around, but the product we're using went away, and we had to find something totally different. And we had tons of people in there, so yeah, you can get the information out, but you have to set up new alerts for people. So it's
Yeah.
really kind of a pain. I will mention one more. So these were all free. I'll mention one that I found recently that I find value in. It does cost a little bit of money. I think it's $20 a month, but that's Showing Time. And Showing Time allows you to track showings on your listing. Some MLSs use that for every listing. Ours does not, but I still found it's worthwhile because they have a live person that will pick up the phone and to schedule a showing. So like I'm doing a podcast right now, if I'm with a client and I have an active listing, They actually will have a live representative make the appointment, even follow up with your client, confirm the appointment, all those things. So all these things take time and are more efficient. And the longer you get used to them, you don't have to rethink the wheel every time. Because if you're doing real estate for a while, these each sale has the same repetition in many ways. And if you're
Hmm.
recreating it each time, it's just super, super inefficient. You know what I mean?
Yep. What about Bomb Bomb?
Bomb Bomb, definitely not free. Bomb Bomb, I do use that currently. It's a good way to send out video emails to folks.
Okay.
In fact, there's probably even a way we could do this video. We're doing it through Zoom at the moment, but
Hmm.
Bomb Bomb may even have an avenue for that. But it's mainly used for sending individual video emails out or to a group. So both you and I have utilized that in the past to send videos to a whole database of people,
Yep.
and it looks really cool. What was your feedback on Bomb Bomb?
Yeah, I thought it was just really cool. Um, yeah, just really easy to use, and I think we got positive feedback over the years from it, from just past clients and vendors and anybody we sent video messages to. Obviously, now it's pretty easy to do it from your phone, but something about doing it within your email and sending out, a video through there is a little more, it's just more professional, I think.
Yeah, and the other thing is it's not dependent because if you send, it's hard to send a video. I guess you do it through YouTube or something, but if you send a text, if they have Samsung and you have iPhone, it doesn't work too well with video.
Yeah,
Bomb
that's
Bomb,
true.
whatever they have, because it's stored on their server and it emails out a little preview, so it like shows you talking a little bit, and they just click on that and the video comes up. It also tracks how many people clicked on your video, how many watched it, what percent of the video they watched, so you get some real time feedback. Also, a very cool product that you can use to wherever you use it, but people like video more. I mean, we're doing this right now in video form, right?
And it would let you know when if they opened it or not, right?
It shows every person when they opened it, if they clicked on the link, and then how much of
Hmm.
the video they watched. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I use that for update my database on what's happening in the market, that sort of thing. Works really well.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that is probably a few $100s a year, something like that, a few hundred, I'd guess. Cost some money, but it's pretty cool. Actually, one of the benefit of that, come to think of it, is if you have that tied to it is tied to a Gmail account. If you use Gmail, it tracks every email. So because I have BombBomb, it's practical because when I send a email from my computer, it lets me know when that email was open, which is pretty helpful during transactions. Like, you send something to their agent and you're all, oh, they just opened it. I know it was read, right? Then you can follow up with them and see. Or if they haven't opened it, then sometimes you have the wrong email address or they're just not opening their email for some reason. You can follow up.
That's pretty interesting because even with text messages, you're like, and just DMs, you're able to see if people have read it or not, right? Every message
Right.
now you get a notification through email. So
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't know. I mean, it's pretty cool how they do it. There's probably some other method you could get that same notification, but I know BombBomb. It's another added benefit of being able to send video emails. This is just on regular emails. And
yeah,
they do also have a link within your Gmail where you just click on a link like on your laptop, and you can record a video very easily within your email, your regular Gmail, and record a BombBomb video and send it right through there. Super simple. Man, there's actually
there's so many.
the list is too many things to
Yeah,
think of. We've touched on a few that cost money, but there are tons that are free. You can start with too that help with efficiency.
there's so many. I mean, especially with the real estate industry, there's so many people that are trying to sell you on using their thing, right? And more a lot of realtors were attracted to these new shiny objects, and you have to know which ones will serve you and which ones you're just kind of spinning your wheels, wasting your money and wasting your time on.
Totally, totally. I mean, a lot of ones you're spending money on are oriented around lead generation,
Yeah.
but there are plenty that are productivity oriented as well that you can put both loads of money into, and it may not be the thing that totally solves it for you. I've also found it's personal preference. People find what they like and don't like, what works for them.
Mm-hmm.
Um, just as an example, like I like Samsung Notes because I have the phone that's a Note that has an actual stylus and it's really easy to write on. Um, one other one other thing I've really gotten good use out of it, I also like to write on a tablet is iPad if you get the Apple Pencil. when you're meeting with clients, you can take notes there, and then you always have it with you, right? You can
Oh
go back
yeah.
and review those notes and everything. Very helpful.
Hmm.
So
Nice.
in the future, if people have comments, or let us know maybe what they're using that they're finding effective, or questions about some of the tools we brought up. There are many, but we're just getting things we actually use and know are effective and profitable.
Yeah, if there's something that you're using that we haven't even that we didn't cover, obviously there's a lot, but if something that's serving you well, leave a comment because I'd love to know what all these agents are using to help them with their business.
Totally. We're always looking, I mean, many things we've learned are from what other people are using and having success with. Well, have an incredible day as you listen to this video, and continued success. And go ahead and follow us and check out other videos, and any feedback greatly appreciated. Peace out.
See ya.